I started a business in Shannon in Ireland in 1996. I was a manager of an aerospace company based in Shannon, doing work for mostly Boeing. When they decided to go back to LA, I decided to start up on my own with a guarantee of work for 2 years. So for the first 2 years, I was machining complex components for Boeing in Seattle. Moved the business to England in 1998 after most of my work was for companies aerospace companies in England, so we decided to relocate to Coventry. In about the year 2000, the aerospace took a bit of a dive, so we decided to diversify into another business, and we selected the motorsport industry. So since then we have been machining complex parts for mostly AP racing, parts for the brakes, the discs on all the top cars that you see on the road. We have grown substantially year by year since the year 2000, and in the last 3 or 4 years we have started heavily invested in 5-axis machines. We have purchased 3, but we thought they were very expensive to run and maintain, so we decided to go on the internet and look around and see what alternatives there was. We went on to MTD website, and we seen the Leadwell 5-axis machine, and we chased it up, and we ended up purchasing the V20i.
How is the machine?
Absolutely brilliant. It's been cutting there now for a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, and it's never stopped. It's running 16 hours a day. Accuracy is brilliant. We've never had a problem with it.
And these are the types of parts that you machine on the 5-axis?
Yes, we machine a lot of calipers for the racing industry on the 5-axis machine, and the reason for that is because of the speeds and the feeds and being able to get all faces in one. The parts come off. We know they're accurate because they're done within the same program. It eliminates loads of setups. You know, normally you on a caliper you might have 7 setups. We're actually doing some of the parts in one setup, in one operation, coming off complete.
And the programming side, so your previous supplier of machines is a different programming
system? Yes, we've gone with the FANUC, which we have our own programming system within Camtech, and there was no problem. It was just straightforward, post-processor, just converted it into the FANUC. So,
and the FANUC control is easy to use?
Very simple, yes. I'm not a programmer myself, but from listening to the lads on the shop floor, I find that it's very easy to teach them.
I'm now standing in front of the Leadwell V20i. This is the machine that John told us about with less than £100,000. And I'm going to introduce Kevin, who's a CNC programmer and operator of this machine. Good morning, Kevin.
Morning.
So the V20i, this is a high-speed 5-axis machine. We've just been talking to John about it.
Yep.
He says that this machine, compared to others in the machine shop, is great value for money. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts behind it.
I really like the machine. I mean, as far as the control goes, it's a FANUC control. Yeah. Very, very operator friendly. The program side of it, very easy to understand and read. You know.
Do you program offline?
We do all of 90% of our programming offline. Yeah.
So when you send the program through to the machine, you find that the FANUC control is easier to.
Yes, I do. Yeah, it's laid out more for the operators. You know, they're very easy to understand. Yeah. So.
And in terms of setting components on here, easy to get close to the machine?
Very, very simple. I mean, as you can see, the machine's quite small anyway, so yeah, it's very acute. Everywhere that you can get in, you know, get around it. It's very.
It looks like is that about 200mm diameter?
I think it is. Yeah, just over 8 inches. Yeah.
And you use the machine for 5-face machining?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. A lot of 3x2 positioning.
So you'll be machining top face and then all the faces around the component?
Yeah, the only view of the face that we won't get to is obviously underneath. Yeah. The good thing about this machine though is that it goes past the 90. So if you have got any intricate working on the back,
so you can achieve negative.
That's right. Yeah, it goes down to about 130 degrees.
Right. So that always used to be a bit of a drawback with a 5-axis machine, that you could only go to the 90.
That's correct.
I didn't realise you could go beyond. That is a big feature. Yeah, and then the tool changer here, you've got quite a quick tool changer, I assume.
It is, yeah.
So, although you're not using the machine for production.
Not at the minute, not at the minute. Oh, since we've had the machine, it's always been like a 5-up part. It's very intricate work, but hopefully eventually we will be doing short volume, small batch work, but you know, a bit higher than the 5-ups. Yeah.
Well, all in all, looks like the Ledwell V20 is certainly doing its job here at Camtech Engineering.
I was very surprised that after going onto the MTD site and finding that I could get a 5-axis for less than 100,000, I was amazed. We've been involved now in 5-axis for about 4 years. This is the 4th one we've purchased. The first one we purchased 4 years ago for roughly about 120. Second one was £150,000. Third one we went into over £200,000. So for me to be able to buy a 5-axis machining centre for less than £100,000, I find really amazing, and it's the way to go forward.
So you could effectively get 2 spindles or 2 5-axis machines.
If I could reverse time, I would have not bought the machine for 200,000, over 200,000. I would have bought 2 Ledwell machines, but they weren't available at the time. Once we purchased the new machine, which is the V40i, that's a total investment for Camtech Engineering, over £1 million in the last 4 years, into new technology such as the 5-axis machines, and we've also purchased a CNC CMM.
So previously the business was machining components for the aerospace industry. Then, as you said, you moved into motorsport. What does the future hold?
I haven't been involved in the motorsport industry now for the last 14 years. We are looking to expand our customer clients. We need to get into other industries as well, because as you know, industries can go up and down, and we'd feel more safer if we were involved in maybe 1 or 2 more industries, such as medical, maybe back into the aerospace.
And with new competitive 5-axis technology?
Oh, of course, because before I found it very hard to get into companies to introduce Camtech, but with the addition of the 5-axis, it makes us very viable for companies to put work our way if we're successful.
So a good year ahead?
Very good for Camtech, thanks.